Here's something that might surprise you. Having an extremely high IQ isn't just a cognitive advantage. It's an entirely different way of experiencing the world. And psychology suggests that experience comes with patterns, behavioral, emotional, social, that most people around them never fully understand. Today, we're looking at what the research actually says, not the myths, the psychology. There's a term researchers use called overexcitability, first described by Polish psychologist Kazimierz Dabrowski. He found that individuals with extremely high intelligence don't just think more intensely, they experience everything more intensely. Stimuli hits harder, ideas feel more urgent, emotions run deeper than the surface suggests. And here's what makes this worth understanding. Most of the behaviors that look unusual from the outside, the restlessness, the withdrawal, the obsessive focus, aren't personality quirks. They're direct expressions of a brain operating at a different frequency. The first psychological pattern is an almost compulsive need to understand. For most people, curiosity is occasional, triggered by something interesting, satisfied relatively quickly. For someone with an extremely high IQ, curiosity is structural. It's how the brain processes existence. Questions don't arrive and leave, they compound. One answer generates 3 more questions. The need to understand isn't a preference, it's closer to a drive, a biological pull that doesn't fully switch off. Psychologists link this to something called need for cognition, a measurable trait describing how much a person is intrinsically motivated to think deeply. In extremely high IQ individuals, this trait is consistently elevated, not because thinking feels productive, because not thinking feels uncomfortable. The second pattern is a profound difficulty with intellectual idleness. This is where high IQ becomes quietly exhausting for the person who has it. A brain operating at high capacity needs input that matches. Understimulation doesn't just feel boring, it feels physically uncomfortable, irritating in a way that's hard to explain to people who haven't experienced it. Research on gifted adults consistently shows elevated rates of anxiety and restlessness in low stimulation environments. The brain that can process complex information rapidly becomes agitated when there's nothing complex to process. It turns inward, it overanalyzes, it creates problems to solve when none exist. This is why extremely high IQ individuals often seem intense even in ordinary situations. The intensity isn't about the situation, it's about a brain that doesn't know how to idle. Now pause here for a second. Think about what it would feel like if your mind ran significantly faster than most conversations around you, if most explanations felt too slow, if most environments felt like they were designed for a different kind of processing speed. That gap between how the mind works and how the world moves is something extremely high IQ individuals navigate constantly. The third pattern is a complex relationship with social connection. This is perhaps the most misunderstood aspect. Extremely high IQ individuals are often perceived as cold, arrogant, or antisocial. The psychology tells a different story. Research consistently shows that many highly intelligent people deeply want connection, but find the conditions for genuine connection harder to meet. Conversations that don't match their cognitive depth feel hollow. Social environments built around surface-level exchange leave them feeling more isolated than being alone. And because they often see through social performances, the careful impressions people manage, they can feel a persistent loneliness, even in crowded rooms. Psychologist Lita Hollingworth, one of the earliest researchers of extremely gifted individuals, called this the problem of stimulus-response mismatch. The world simply wasn't designed to provide the frequency of genuine intellectual and emotional depth that these minds require. The fourth pattern is an unusually intense experience of meaning-making. High IQ doesn't just process information faster, it connects it more widely, more deeply. It searches for patterns across everything: science, people, systems, existence itself. This creates a mind that is rarely satisfied with surface explanations, that pushes past comfortable answers into uncomfortable ones, that carries questions most people set down because the questions don't resolve, and that constant search for meaning, for coherence, for an explanation that actually fits is both the defining gift and the defining burden of extremely high IQ mind. So what does all of this tell us? It tells us that extremely high intelligence is not simply more of what everyone has. It's a qualitatively different experience of being alive. The restlessness, the intensity, the loneliness in crowds, the inability to stop asking why. These aren't signs of dysfunction. They're signs of a mind that was built to go further than most environments are designed to take it.